after success on stage, the couple was prepared to try their luck at a Hollywood film career.
Sujata and Asoka began their film career in a very interesting way. It was through the efforts of Dorothy Lee, who knew Jack Cole, who was a very, very well-known choreographer, both on stage and certainly in films at that time, that they first got their big break. Jack Cole decided that Sujata might be right for the role of the gypsy girl in The Merry Widow, even though it really wasn't a dancing role per se. The reason it was so important for this to happen was, as most of you know, you have to have your guild card before you can be hired. And of course, you can't be hired unless you have a guild card. So there's always a little bit of a problem making that first assault on the film world. Sujata did do the gypsy girl quite beautifully in the film. And later, of course, they were able to include Asoka because he had to partner her in later films where their dancing really had a chance to shine.
With Sujata's debut performance, they became a staple of Hollywood films. They went on and worked with such Hollywood legends as Tyrone Power, Arlene Dahl, Alan Ladd, Vera Ralston, Rock Hudson, and Rita Hayworth. They appeared in movies produced by Universal, Paramount, Warner Brothers, 20th Century Fox, MGM, and Columbia. The challenge for Sujata was accepting Hollywood's perception of Indian dance.
One thing that was very difficult for Sujata here in Western culture was the pressure that perhaps filmmakers in particular would put upon her to distort the dance a little bit, change the costume. They wanted flesh and bare legs, and traditionally Sujata always wore the very modest trousers under these long skirts. And in one of the films, they somehow managed for her to have to get rid of those for this dance sequence, and she was not happy with that at all. She really had a sense of great dignity. She was terrified that Indian dance would be looked upon as some exotic entertainment that you'd find in carnivals, which you all remember that era with the Hawaiian and the cellophane skirts and the phony belly dancers and all of those aberrations of ethnic dance. She wanted it kept elevated because that's the way she was connected with it. And so she was always very, very concerned that she was dignified at all times, and even though these dances can be very provocative, that provocativeness was never accomplished with wiggly hips or inappropriate movements. That provocativeness was a spirit and a feeling that she was able to give it without cheapening it in any way. And that was very important for American audiences to understand, because they were not used to seeing dance like that.
Retirement, as the Western world knows it, never occurred to Asoka or Sujata. After moving to Sedona, Arizona in 1981, they continued performing, creating costumes, and teaching dance and yoga. Sujata and Asoka had a dance partnership that lasted over 50 years, and a marriage which lasted until the end of their lives.
It's very difficult to define a contribution because it means something a little bit different to everyone. But I think what they did so beautifully, and probably what was their main objective, was to create for American audiences a sense of beauty that they felt about India and India's art of dance.
Their contribution, in my opinion, is that they were husband and wife, and they exuded a love that can only be known between a man and a woman, that which is beautiful. They were beautiful, and they loved each other, which was obvious every time they performed. Experience taught them never to question the power of faith in each other or their faith in God. This is what I remember most in my old age.